What's going on, guys? This is Mia. Since some new vampire cards have just been announced, I have no idea what to expect. Apparently they're really good though, so before we get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe and let's jump right into it. So the first one is Vampire Ghost Ogre level 3 Dark Zombie effect. 1500 attack, 0 defense. Of course, zombie monsters are pretty much always like that, except the Ghost Sister Handshaps, because if their defense was super low, then you could start searching them with Goblin Zombie, and then maybe it would be a bit degenerate if you can just search a bunch of Handshaps in your zombie combo. But anyways, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect of this card is normal summoned. You can send one other vampire card from your hand or face-up field to the grave, semicolon, so that's the cost, and then the effect is add one level 4 or higher vampire monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one level 2 or lower vampire monster from your deck to your grave. This is actually really good. Wow, you can Foolish for the small vampire monsters that can special summon themselves by like discarding a card and then they get an effect on special summon, and you also get to search a level 4 or higher vampire monster. Let's just check the arsenal of vampire monsters that you can kind of search with this. It also has a second effect though that we're going to see right after that, but wow, okay. Yeah, if this card is in special summon but eventually leaves the field. Wow, pretty impressive. Okay, during the main phase quick effect, you can banish this card from your grave and pay 500 life points. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one vampire monster. Wow, that also means that you can tribute summon or you can just normal summon the monster that you just searched. And also, you can send one other, okay? It doesn't include itself, so this is not like a one-card combo or anything. It's pretty much always going to be a two-card combo. This plus a vampire card, that's it. But, wow, that's already so good, though. I can see this being played in, like, zombie vampires, not just in pure vampire, because I don't think it's, like, a really cohesive deck yet. And the level 4 vampires, they're not really good. Vampire Sorcerer is a bit too slow. And what else is there to search? I mean, Frowlin is pretty bad. Duke is decent. Shadow Vampires, like, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Grimson is not great, I don't think so. Lord is obviously way too old. And then there's, okay, yeah, there's a few other vampire monsters that you could actually search as well. But the fact that you're also sending a level 2 or lower vampire from your deck to the grave is just fantastic. So, very, very good card. This is off to a great start. Alright, the Undead Vampire, rank 8. Pretty generic, 2+ level 8 monster, that's it, that's all. 3000 attack, 2800 defense. If you use a monsters with a level that is owned by your opponent for the XC summon of this card, treated as level 8. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. There's actually something pretty funny about this. If you go double Widow Anchor on your opponent's 2 monsters with different levels, even if they're like level 1 and 4, you can still make this with 2 monsters that you stole with Widow Anchor. And this also makes Mind Control and Triple Tactic Talents infinitely better. So again, I just love those kind of weird summoning procedures. But anyways, first effect, neither player can target this card with the effect of monsters special summoned from anywhere other than the grave. Wow, that's pretty nice because it has 3000 attack, so yeah, alright. Second effect, you can detach one material from this card, send the top 4 cards of each player's deck to the grave, then if a monsters was sent to the grave or graveyards with this effect, you can special summon one of them to your field. Wow, pretty good. And also you don't have to declare which one you're reviving, so you don't lose to DD Crow under like any circumstance. You can also revive back from your opponent's graveyard, which is like the only, yeah, which is the thing that compensates for the fact that you're mailing the top 4 cards from your opponent's deck to the grave. Because back in like GOAT format, milling the top 4 cards from your opponent's deck to the grave was actually kind of not a good thing for the opponent, but now with how many graveyard effects there are out there, it's basically helping your opponent. But at least you get to revive back the monsters that you mailed from your opponent, but you can actually just revive back anything that you mailed off of. Wow, that's actually just crazy. Okay, pretty good card. I like it. It could definitely see some play in chaos strategies, but just up until now, I'm impressed. This is like the opposite of the Ghost Trick support that we got like yesterday or like 2 days before. This is actually good. Zombies, man, yo, Konami's just not giving like equal treatment for every archetype. You know, there's definitely favoritism because the Ghost Tricks, they're just absolutely unplayable, and this is just great. But anyways, the Link 3 monster, Vampire Fascinator. Link 3 Dark Zombie Link monster. Top, bottom, left, bottom, right. Okay, yeah, sure. It's the Decode Talker zones. Alright, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Oh, sorry, you need 2+ monsters, including a zombie. That's it. So you can use 1 zombie and then 2 generic monsters, or just a generic Link 2, and it'll work. If this card is Link summoned, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. You can out special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn except zombie monsters. Also special summon the targeted monster to your field in defense position. Wow, it doesn't negate the effect of the monster that you summoned. That's nuts. Okay, so this is actually huge for the zombie deck, by the way, even if you're not playing any vampire cards, because now we finally have another zombie monster that you can summon under the annoying condition that Bloom restricts you. So this is pretty good. This is really, really good. If we get like a Link 4 zombie, regardless of if it's vampire or not, I think zombie could actually be in a really good position because you don't need that much to get to this card, and also it revives back any monster from your opponent's grave. Just insane. Oh my god. You can tribute 1 vampire monster, including itself because it's a vampire, then target 1 monster your opponent controls, take control of it until the end phase. Okay, unfortunately it's until the end phase, but still, I don't think this is much of an issue because they can already kind of think about a play you can do. You can link into this, and then revive back an opponent's monster, and then tribute it, and then steal another monster, and then that's it. Since you have 2 monsters that were owned, they technically belong to the opponent, you can actually make this immediately. Or you can use Doom King, because it's also level 8. And if you want to play the Vampire Counter Trap, I think it's a pretty good card. Vampire Domination. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated while you control a vampire monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then, if it was a monster card, gain life points equal to original attack. You can only activate 1 Vampire Domination per turn. It's pretty much an Infernity barrier for Vampire. So this is a super easy to make Vampire monster. This is another super easy to make Vampire. And this is like the one card that you have to kind of dedicate a lot of vampire cards to it if you want to make it good. But it remains a good card. But these cards are like almost generically good for zombie, and this is simply just generically good for chaos. Because it mills the top 4, and then you revive back monster from the grave, and also you have like no restriction. It doesn't restrict you under zombie only for the rest of the turn, unlike this card. But I'm just mind blown. This is great. Nicely done, Konami. This is what I want to see, man. Oh, I'm really happy, and I love vampires. I actually think I have the majority of the old vampire cards because I was kind of obsessed with vampires when I started back playing the game with like Shadow Specters back in like 2013 or something. So I had those Shadow Vampire, Super Secret Rare, all those, just the majority of the vampire core. Kind of worthless, but still, it has a lot of sentimental value to me. But anyways, I don't know what you guys think of this vampire support. Personally, I think it's great. I think it's a step into the right direction. If you could get more cards like these for just any archetype, cards that aren't super degenerate, have some healthy restrictions like zombie only, just to make sure you can't go into access code and just do some bullshit plays after that. So it's not just another Celine, right? Celine would have been cool if it restricted you under Spellcaster, but now Celine can be played in like Sky Striker and stuff like that. But this is perfect. I love it, and this, like I said, great. So yeah, again, huge shoutouts to Konami for doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.